News 46 is brought to you in part by
Nathan Adelson Hospice has been in Southern Nevada for over 30 years, the only nonprofit hospice in Southern Nye County and the only hospice program contracted with the Veterans Administration to care for hospice-appropriate veterans. Nathan Adelson Hospice provides compassionate care in the homes or home-like settings for those who have been diagnosed with a terminal illness. At Nathan Adelson Hospice, our vision is that no one should end the journey of life alone, afraid, or in pain. At Nathan Adelson Hospice, every day is Veterans Day. Pahrump, Crystal, and Amargosa. Call 775-751-6700.
I'm going to speak about the Old Spanish Trail and the importance of trails in the community's history.
And so tell me about why trails are so important.
Because they are the ways in which people and commerce moved. And with commerce comes, and with the people comes, understanding about different ways of behaving, different attitudes come along. Maybe a shift in values can come along a trail because you're going to meet up with people who are from very different places, and they may not stay, but they'll leave behind some ideas.
And the Old Spanish Trail is so famous. Tell us a little bit about it.
The Old Spanish Trail is the trail that began to connect Southern California with Santa Fe, New Mexico. Actually, it worked the other way around, with New Mexico to California. It was established in 1829 after many hundreds of years of the Spanish trying to find a land route to California. It was not a Spanish trail in the sense of no padres or that kind of activity along it, no explorers of that nature. We had a lot of fur traders, fur trappers, and in the case of Antonio Armijo, we had a man whose job was to make commerce with Independence, Missouri from Santa Fe along the Santa Fe Trail. So he came along here and he was the first to open up this route. As a matter of fact, this is the 8th of January, and in the 8th of January he was still at Las Vegas Wash. And a few days later he would be in Good Springs, and then a few days later he'd be over in this area.
And they've maintained the Old Spanish Trail, right?
No, the Old Spanish Trail was one of the more recently designated trails. It is a National Historic Trail, which means that the Congress recognizes its importance in the founding and the furthering of our nation. The track of the trail is very difficult, partly because we're talking caravans of mules and horses. We're not talking about wagons. When you get to the wagon road stage, you're already at the Mormon period. They are using wagons pulled by animals. They're not having caravans of animals loaded with packs and things like that. It makes for a very different kind of track.
You came in from where to speak here at the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum?
From Good Springs. Yes.
And have you written anything on the Old Spanish Trail?
Well, I have a master's thesis on the trail, and then I have various articles about the trail. I do a lot of research into local history and regional history, so I've done work on the history of Ash Meadows, the history of Corn Creek, the history of any number of little places, which are important in that they together, put all of that together and you get the fabric of the community.
How can people find out more information about you and what you've done?
Oh, you can Google me if you want to. And that'll give you some of the basics, but you can contact me in Good Springs.